I see alive.
No, not yes. It is
A
being
sticker.
sent.
Sticker. The content of this meeting is being sent to a third party. Live.
We are live, ma'am.
A hearty welcome to the Republic Day Poetry Gathering organized by the United by Inc. As we honor India's 76th year of democracy, we have come together to express our love, pride, and hope for our nation. Today, our esteemed poets will share their verses woven into patriotism, unity, and inspiration. And we shall together enjoy an evening of literary camaraderie. Let's together celebrate our nation's spirit. A few words about United by Inc. A global platform connecting creative minds, it is a thriving community of nearly 10,000 enthusiastic artists who come together to express their creativity in different forms across all social media handles. United by Inc. was founded on 2nd of February 2018 as a global Facebook page and a group which was created by Miss Sapna Shivani Kekre. She is also the author of Oski Bunde. She brings the entire writing fraternity under one roof. We have avid readers, passionate writers and authors, performing artists, painters, photographers who are ready to take up various difficult challenges. We host a free blogging platform and they also provide opportunities to the facilitators, pre and post publishing support, marketing support, and distribution support, which would make the journey easy and let the creative enthusiasts reach their goals. Unique UBI LLP, that is Learning Labs Program Initiative, is on a mission to make learning easy and within reach for whoever desires to learn these creative skills. Their annual events, UBI Fest, UBI Hindi Utsav, and UBI Inked Marathon, provide opportunities to come together, learn, grow, and interact with community experts as a part of the UBI family. The backbone of the UBI, that is the team UBI, cannot be forgotten. They are Piyush Vanke ji, Alia Bhatkar ji, Sheetal Pradhan Deshpande ji, Sham Sundar Sharma ji, and Dr. Ekta Kaur Sachdeva ji. It's my immense pleasure today to invite fellow writers who will be reading out their amazing poetry. A very, very warm welcome to Miss Neeti Parthi. Neeti Parthi ji is a recipient of multiple awards in the field of literature. She's an educationist, a prize-winning poetess and writer, an exhibited artist, and an editor. She has recently published her solo poetry book, Verdant Verses, and contributed to more than 50 anthologies and edited 8. She is a keen environmentalist associated with many green causes and loves nature photography. And her motto is Muskan Bante Chalo. How does she manage to do all this? I wonder. She is multi-talented. A warm welcome to you, Niti.
Thank you, Nisha, and thank you, UBI. Thank you, Sapna ji, for making us a family and, encouraging us to continue to be creative. It's a pleasure. गणतंत्रता दिवस सबको मुबारक हो. मैंने भी कोशिश की है इस बार कि अपनी तरफ से कुछ पोएट्री लिखूं और मातृभाषा में लिखूं. तो मैं जब चेक कर रही थी मैंने चेक किया कि गणतंत्र दिवस का इस बार थीम क्या है. तो इट वाज स्वर्णिम भारत. तो सबसे पहले जो मैं अपनी पोएम पढ़ूंगी उसका टाइटल भी वही है, स्वर्णिम भारत, जय हो मेरे स्वर्णिम भारत. तो स्वर्णिम भारत, सपनों की धरती जहां गूंजती है संस्कृति की बांसुरी, ज्ञान की गंगा, प्रेम की बहार, हर कोना इसका है अनमोल उपहार. प्राचीन मंदिरों की शिला में बसी, यहाँ हर कण में पावन गाथा है बसी. खेतों में हरियाली की झलक, नदियों की धारा में जीवन की ललक, जय हो मेरे स्वर्णिम भारत। मेहनत से चमकती यहाँ की मिट्टी, हर कदम पर दिखती है सुनहरे भविष्य की वृत्ति। सपनों को पंख देता इसका हर शहर, गांवों में बसी है अपनेपन की लहर। युवाओं की उमंग, बुजुर्गों का अनुभव, मिलकर बनाते हैं देश का ये स्वरूप नव। विविधता में एकता की छवि देखो, हर धर्म हर जाति इसमें समाई देखो। स्त्री पुरुष संग कंधे से कंधा मिलाए, हर चुनौती को हंसकर अपनाए। जय हो मेरे स्वर्णिम भारत, जय हो। गांव और शहर में है भाईचारा, हर दिल में बसा है जग सारा। हर बच्चा पढ़े, अपने सपने संजोए, विकसित भारत की ओर सब बढ़े। हर कोने में हो सुख शांति का वास, ज्ञान और प्रगति का हो विकास। इस धरती को करें स्वर्ग के समान, हम सब मिलकर रचें नया इतिहास। सुनहरे भविष्य की हो चमकती राह, स्वर्णिम भारत हम सबकी सजीव चाह। जय हो जय हो जय हो मेरे स्वर्णिम भारत, जय हो। इसके अलावा एक और पोएम जो मैंने लिखी है वो शायद अपने लिए लिखी है। एक बेटी हूँ भारत की, शायद उस थॉट से लिखी है। पर वो पोएम का जो टाइटल है, जो शीर्षक है, वो है बेटी हूँ मैं हिंदुस्तान की। बेटी हूँ मैं हिंदुस्तान की, इस पावन धरती का गौरव गान हूँ मैं। माँ भारती मेरी जननी, उन्मुक्त गगन में पली बढ़ी। रीत की रीत निभाती हूँ मैं, एक एक कण को नमन करती हूँ मैं। बेटी हूँ मैं हिंदुस्तान की, इस पावन धरती की आन और शान हूँ मैं। शिक्षा ऊंची पाऊंगी मैं, अपने साथ औरों को भी पढ़ाऊंगी मैं। हर एक पढ़ाए एक और को, ये संदेश फैलाऊंगी मैं। बेटी हूं मैं हिंदुस्तान की, इस पावन धरती की पहचान हूं मैं। दीप से दीप जलाना है हमको, भारत का भविष्य उज्जवल बनाना है हमको। खुद को मजबूत बनाना है हमको, नई पीढ़ी की प्रेरणा स्रोत बनना है हमको। बेटी हूं मैं हिंदुस्तान की, इस पावन धरती की आशा हूं मैं। अंतरिक्ष तक उड़ान भरूंगी मैं, चांद सितारों को संगी साथी बनाऊंगी मैं। मेहनत कर नई ऊंचाइयों को छू जाऊंगी मैं, भारत का नाम ऊंचा करूंगी मैं। बेटी हूं मैं हिंदुस्तान की, इस पावन धरती की प्रत्याशा हूं मैं। सच्चाई और अहिंसा है मेरा धर्म, किसी के आगे ना शीस झुकाएंगे हम। तिरंगा लिए हाथों में कदम आगे बढ़ाएंगे हम, प्रेम की राह पर सबको चलना सिखाएंगे हम। बेटी हूं मैं हिंदुस्तान की, इस पावन धरती की उज्ज्वला हूं मैं। धन्यवाद।
There's so much of pride that one feels when you read this poetry. You start feeling that you own these poems. I feel ki it's not about Neeti, it's about me also.
I'm in tears.
शायद हम इतना अच्छा एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाते जितना आपने किया नीति. And I'll invite Devyani because she writes a lot in Hindi. I know that she writes in Hindi. Devyani, do you have any feedback or you want to give? I mean, how did you feel when Neeti was reading? And she's from the army background, so the pride was double.
एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग। एक तो विषय बहुत ही उपयुक्त है आज के दिन के लिए, एंड आपने बहुत ही उत्साह से और बड़ी आत्मीयता से ये शब्द कहे, और इट वाज एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग। एंड फ्रॉम द आर्मी बैकग्राउंड आई नो हाउ प्राउड यू फील टू रिसाइट सच वर्ड्स. We also are absolutely. आपको सलाम, salute to you also. Lovely.
My father and my husband, my brother, my father-in-law, सारी. पर ये कहना कि सिर्फ men serve
No.
is perhaps not. The women serve just as well. The whole family serves.
Absolutely amazing.
I'm blessed.
Thank you,
And
Devyani, for your lovely
India's
feedback. Rakesh Chandra ji, can I invite you to say how did you feel about Niti's poetry? Just in brief, if you can tell us what was your thoughts on that.
मैम, सबसे पहले तो ये कि जो दो भावनाएं यहाँ पे व्यक्त की गई, एक देश प्रेम की, अपने देश की मिट्टी से जुड़े होने की, और जो उससे गर्व मिलता है, प्राप्त होता है कि हम भारतीय हैं, वो आप चाहे किसी तरह से व्यक्त कीजिए, वो हमेशा आपको बहुत ही उत्साह देता है, आपको प्रेरणा देता है। बहुत अच्छे ढंग से व्यक्त किया उसको, उस कविता में देशभक्ति की भावना को। और दूसरा, आपने एक शब्द व्यक्त किया, प्रत्याशा। मैं कहूँगा ये हो रहा है। आजकल की बेटियां जो है, हिंदुस्तान की बेटियां, वो कर दिखा रही हैं जो कभी किसी ने सोचा नहीं था, शताब्दियों से नहीं सोचा था। तो ये कविता आज के विषय के बहुत ही अनुरूप है और बहुत ही प्रेरणादायी कविता है, और एक ये दिखाती है कि हमारा देश की दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहा है। केवल अब पहली बार, जैसे कहता है वीमेन्स पावर, ये दिखाई पड़ रही हिंदुस्तान की कि कहाँ पर पहुंच गई है और कितना और ये कर सकती है। इसका इज द लिमिट जिसे कहते हैं। तो दोनों भावनाएं बहुत अच्छे ढंग से कविता में व्यक्त की हैं। मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ आपको, और आशा करता हूँ कि ये कविताएं जितने ज्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचे, खासतौर से हमारी जो
युवा
बेटियां
पीढ़ी
हैं,
है।
बहनें हैं, जी हाँ, उन तक पहुंचे तो उतना ही ज्यादा उनको प्रेरणा मिलेगी।
थैंक यू,
धन्यवाद।
राकेश जी। बहुत अच्छा आपने बोला, हमें सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा। एंड माई इट्स एब्सोल्यूट प्लेजर टू इनवाइट आवर नेक्स्ट पोएट. शी इज दिव्या वेंकटेश्वरन. She is a writer by passion, trainer by profession, and an ardent lover of literature. Based in Mumbai, she is the founder of The Book Bracket, a publishing house and literary consultancy dedicated to nurturing literary talent. Her literary journey began with heartful stories in the Times of India, and she has since become an accomplished author, poet, and book reviewer. Her works include A Slice of Reverie, a celebrated poetry collection, and Impetus Rhymes Within Us, which earned her the Poet of the Year award. As the creator of the podcast Between the Pages with Divya, she connects with the literary world by reviewing books and interviewing authors. She's a classical music enthusiast and storyteller at heart. We are just waiting very eagerly to listen to your lovely poetry, Divya.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Nishaji. Uh, everybody here, I know them from some community or the other, and UBI is one of them. Very delighted to be here today. So I would be reciting an English poetry. Hindi में भी लिखती हूँ, but आज नहीं हो पाया. So I went to my, the other language. Right. So the title of the poem is Republic Rhythms. We speak of freedom loud and proud, of warriors whose names we shout aloud. We speak of freedom loud and proud, of warriors whose names we shout aloud. But in our hearts, do we still feel the weight of their sacrifice so real? We have the flag, watch it fly high, but how often do we stop and ask why? We wave the flag, watch it fly high, but how often do we stop and ask why? Is freedom just a word we say, or a promise we live every single day? We chant, I love my India with grace, but does our pride show in the face of those struggling unheard, unseen? Are we truly free or just caught in between? Of those struggling unheard, unseen, are we truly free or just caught in between? Republic Day isn't just a parade, it's the history, the dreams, the price they paid. Republic Day isn't just a parade, it's the history, the dreams, the price they paid. It's the quiet moments we often forget, where we stand up or we sit in regret. Patriotism is more than a flag in the air. It's in how we treat each other how we care. Patriotism is more than a flag in the air. It's in how we treat each other, how we care. It's in the work, the struggle, the fight for every voice, every soul to feel right. It's in the work, the struggle, the fight for every voice, every soul to feel right. Let's not just sing the anthem aloud, but live its spirit, humble and proud. Let's not just sing the anthem loud, but live its spirit, humble and proud. True love for country isn't in a show. True love for country isn't in a show. It's in the change we make in how we grow. It's in the change we make in how we grow. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
My God, it was giving me goosebumps. We have this is like some people are living far from reality. At the end of the day, I think it's only humanity, being a good human being, and actually believing in what actually it's not about hoisting a flag or, like you said, singing a national anthem. I mean, till date, when we stand and sing the national anthem, we get those, strange vibes within us. So that is actual patriotism. It is not only singing under us, foiling national flag. Thank you so much, Divya. And I would request Somdatta ji to say a few words about Divya's poetry. I'm sure we all have those goosebumps.
Thank you so much, Nisha ji, for this opportunity to speak. What I feel is that it's a very legitimate question that has been raised through her poetry, that we definitely look for a change. Whatever is prevalent in our society, there are more of injustices or discriminations than the kind of understanding over each other, because the republic or the independence that we have gained, that was at the cost of a lot of bloodshed and sacrifices, which I think gradually we are forgetting, which I think requires a kind attention. And the poetess has very, very wonderfully, very remarkably
Thank you so much.
stood up in front of the society that words define this kind of understanding. Through our pen, we can bring forth this expression that we require. This is an immediate requirement, that a certain renaissance is the utmost necessity in our society. We need to change our perspectives, and we need to change our outlook towards the I would not hide it today when I'm discussing, towards corruption, towards selfishness, or towards a kind of meanness. It should be for our country. We are one, and our unity in diversity has come with a lot of value and sacrifices. That requires a kind of protection and guard. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Somdatta ji. Such inspiring words. I mean, I think it's so relevant to whatever you're speaking, is so relevant to today. Thank you so much. Niti, in brief, if you would like to just speak about Divya's poetry, I'm sure her simplicity has taken our hearts away also.
Absolutely. We were, listening to every word and hanging on to it and living it, actually. I think for a lot of us, and I mean myself, I'm probably one of the older ones here, we've seen freedom from the time we've been born, but we've lived the tales that our parents have told us, especially those of our parents who suffered the division of the country and had to move to one side of the line. And, it takes time perhaps to let these, true meaning of freedom sink in. That it is not just a right, but it's a responsibility just as much. And if we live up to that responsibility, only then can we claim that freedom. We can't just go out ahead and say, oh, this is not right for me, this is what I want, but it is what you can give back. And I suppose, many of us, we are all homemakers, we are all mothers, fathers, and some of us educationists, writers. And it is through our pen and our feelings, if we can convey it to the younger generation without it being, blatantly said so, but in the way we treat them, the way we deal with them, the way we behave with them, we're looking at a good future, perhaps. And let's be the change we want to see.
Thank you so much, Nidhi, for your
Thank you so
valuable
much.
words. And really, things start making a difference when it comes from somebody who's already, experiencing this in the field, the family isn't. Thank you so much. Next, we have center stage Rakesh Chandraji. A warm welcome, Rakesh Chandraji. He is a former civil servant. He has got 5 collection of English poems, including Moon is Black, Circle of Life, also one collection of Hindi poems titled Mere Sheher Mein, and a book on Rekha Chitra titled Bechehre Wale Log. His English poems have found place in different anthologies, poetry journals, and newspaper literary supplements. He is the recipient of this year's International Nazi Naman Prize in Literature. A very warm welcome, Rakesh ji, and we look forward to listening to your lovely poetry.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The title of my poem is I Am a Proud Indian. And I'm really, I feel it. I belong to a country where more than a dozen republics thrived. I belong to a country where more than a dozen republics thrived long ago, when the Western world was oblivious of such concept. In the modern times, India is again a republic, and we have achieved this recognition after our sustained fight against the foreign rule, which lasted for long nights of despondency and helplessness. It was a long, long night indeed. However, the sun rose on the horizon of our loved motherland. Suddenly, the dark clouds were dispelled through the stupendous efforts of our freedom fighters who dared to risk their lives in the odd circumstances. India is an independent republic now, but the challenge lies ahead for all of us to sustain this spirit of patriotic fervor and to make our country really great. Nations survive on the inner strength of their citizens and a value system inherited by them from the ages. We owe this responsibility to our country great, and we can't escape from it at any cost. This is the time to take a fresh resolve. This is the time to take a fresh resolve to make our country a jewel in the crown with our endeavors best. Thank you, ma'am.
My God, this was such a perfect ode to our country, and I think we all so proudly say that I'm proud to be an Indian. And how well you have transitioned from the past, from the freedom fighting days, when we got independence, to the current scenario. So very well done and very well written, sir. Very, very beautifully written.
Thank you.
Divya, I'll request you to just give your point of view and how did you feel about this poetry?
Sure. I think I very much relate to what he said because I just finished mine. So yes, I mean, as a veteran himself, I think it was lovely to hear him putting out his thoughts on that. And what I liked about the poetry was the message of responsibility, which was spoken like just a few minutes back as well. So it's not only the freedom which we have, we make use of it, but how to responsibly use it. So that is what was the star for me in the poetry. Thank you so much, sir, for getting this out here at this platform. It was lovely to hear you.
Thank you so much, Divya. Thank you. Very lovely way of expressing, Now we have Devyani Rani. She's a dear friend also, and she writes very beautifully. I think Seedhe Dil Se, her words are very relatable. She's currently the Mahasachiv of International Mahila Kavya Manch and Media Prabhari of the Antarashtriya Kavya Manch in the UAE. Residing in Dubai for more than 25 years, she has actively participated in cultural programs and classical music concerts. By profession, she has been a paramedic and a software engineer. recipient of multiple awards in literature and photography. She is interested in music, travel, photography, and reading. She has participated in many poetry sessions at the Indian Consulate, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Kuwait, and India Kavya Goshti. My absolute pleasure to invite you on stage, Devyani. We look forward to listening to you.
Thanks a lot, Nisha ji, for your kind words. एंड सबसे पहले तो आपको बधाई, आप इतने सुंदर तरीके से संचालन कर रही हैं। सभी गुणीजनों, कवियों को सादर नमन करते हुए मैं ज्यादा वक्त नहीं लूंगी आपका। मैं सीधे कविता पे आती हूँ अपने। मेरी कविता थोड़ी हटके है, रिलेटेड टू डेफिनेटली भारत, बट मेरी कविता है भारतीय नारी के परिधान पे। जो मैं I know that everybody loves this attire, women attire, Indian national attire, which is sari. So मेरी कविता है साड़ी। महज यह एक वस्त्र ही नहीं बल्कि भारतीय नारी का प्रतीक है। वाकई ये कहीं और दिखे ही नहीं, परंतु सुंदरता इसकी असीम है। माँ, दादी, नानी और बहन पहने इसे अलग अलग तरीके से, लपेटते ही इसे तहजीब आए सलीके से। 6 या 9 गज लंबी कहलाती ये साड़ी है, पर इसमें समाई यह दुनिया अनंत सारी है। हर साड़ी के पीछे छुपी एक सुंदर कहानी है, हो चाहे वो कांथा, लहरिया, तात या जामदानी है। प्रत्येक स्त्री को इसे खरीदने में मिले खुशी अपार, चेहरे पर ये लाए मुस्कान जब मिले यही उपहार। प्रकार इसके अनेक, जैसे चंदेरी, बांधनी, संबलपुरी या कलमकारी है। निखारे ये स्त्री सौंदर्य, इसकी सबको जानकारी है। अब जीवन के हर क्षण में कैसे साड़ी का महत्व तो बताया गया है। मेरी आगे की पंक्ति यही दर्शाती है। बचपन गुजरा इसी आंचल के साए, नन्हा बालक इसकी आड़ में ममता और स्नेह पाए। जवानी में मोहब्बत की छेड़छाड़ करते आशिक, छोड़ दो आंचल गाए, तो कोई इसके पल्लू का कोना फाड़कर जख्मों पर लगाए। विवाह में दुल्हन सजे पहन कांजीवरम, बनारसी या पटोला, उस पल उसे लगे जैसे सामने हो कोई उड़न खटोला। बुढ़ापे में यही पहुंचे कईयों के आंखों की नमी, और कभी ना महसूस होने दे कोई भी कमी। इस पहनावे की हर वामा की प्रतिमा से है प्रेम और भक्ति। द्रौपदी को भी आपत्ति में इसने प्रदान की एक अजब शक्ति। नारित्व कायम रखकर खूब लड़ी मर्दानी, जब साड़ी पहन मैदान में उतरी बलवान व प्रभावी झांसी वाली रानी। साड़ी पहन अंतरिक्ष के खोज में भरी उड़ान, यही नारी बने हमारे देश की आन बान और शान, जब पहुंचा चांद पर हमारे भारत का चंद्रयान। पसंद हमें तो सभी है, खासकर पैठनी, गढ़वाल और चिकनकारी है, मगर करघे से निकली हर साड़ी की बात ही कुछ निराली है। धन्यवाद।
अच्छा, मतलब इतना इसमें आपको करना पड़ा होगा रिसर्च, लिटरली रिसर्च, because it covers the entire nation from north to south, east to west, and how well you have woven, between the weaves of the sari, you have incorporated a lovely words. And because I am a very, a person who loves saris,
Same here.
most of the occasions, I know how much Neeti, I mean, अगर इनका wardrobe देखा जाए तो it is amazing. So Neeti, I would like reach out to you. आप बताइए, आपको देवयानी की साड़ियों का पूरा बखान और पूरा what did you like about her poetry in the
Like about her poetry, she sold the sari over to me again. लगता है मैं उठ के जाऊं और कुछ और खरीद लाऊं। आपने तो लपेटे में ले लिया हमें। बहुत ही खूबसूरत और बहुत ही मतलब जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना कि we like to what when you weave your words, if you can visualize them,
yes,
then you've really achieved something in poetry. And we could, जब आप बोल रही थी तो ऐसे विजन्स सामने आ रहे थे, ऐसी साड़ियां दिख रही थी, रंग दिख रहे थे, खुशियां बटी हुई दिख रही थी, लोगों की जैसे जमघट दिख रहे थे, किसी त्योहार में, किसी उत्सव में, किसी ऐसी जगह में, मतलब कि यू ट्रांसपोर्टेड अस थ्रू दोज 6 yards into God knows where. And beautiful. And I'm glad you said it, because the sari needs to be celebrated,
Yes,
especially
absolutely.
today. And it is our आन और शान, और उसको ना खोएं हम, जितने हमारी युवा पीढ़ी के हैं, उसको इतनी खूबसूरत लगती है। मेरे ख्याल दुनिया में कोई ड्रेस नहीं जो इतनी खूबसूरत लगती हो, उतनी खूबसूरत आपकी पोएम। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सेइंग दैट एंड
बहुत
ब्रिंगिंग
बहुत
इट
Thank you,
धन्यवाद।
Nikki. Thank you so much for your wonderful words. And last but not the least, we have Ms. Somdatta Mitra ji. She is a graduate in English literature from the Delhi University. She is a published writer, a painter, an orator, a peace ambassador, and an entrepreneur. She feels serene while writing about humanity, social injustices, friendship, nature, global peace, great poets and novelists, women empowerment, and gender equality. A recipient of many national and international literary awards, she has been teaching creative writing and English to help children think about a beautiful world through poetry. She has recently published her debut solo book, The Spectrum of Emotions, and is a co-author in more than 1,500 anthologies. I mean, I don't think you have left any topic which needs to be covered. Somdatta ji, a warm welcome, and today we look forward to listening to your lovely poetry.
Thank you so much, Nishaji, for your kind and encouraging words. It gives me a lot of motivation. I want to thank Shivani ma'am for giving me this platform today and inviting me today. Shams Sundar ji for always encouraging me to participate and join in this forum, and the entire admin team, because without the admin team, I wouldn't have been, able to come here and join this wonderful, evening of poetry in front of the luminaries who are present here, also in front of the audience. So thank you, everyone. Today, the subject is Republic Day. The title I have selected is Republic Day, an Emotion Reminisced. Sacrificing everything in a carnage, assassinations and massacres, slain in a bloodbath or hanged to death for our nation. Lives of freedom fighters, common men were in deep tormentation and turmoils. Freedom was the vociferation and a vision to witness a self-government through a democratic, sovereign socialist republic. Enlightened to get independence from a colonial rule in 1947, January 26, 1950, cheered the moments, augmenting to declare a republic. With hosting the tricolor as a provision, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar became the architect of Indian Constitution. As a union of states with a parliamentary system of government, people of our nation elects the head of the state in a divine manifestation. The supreme power that we as a common man hold, voting to elect the leaders, raises our fundamental rights to enfold. The elected government serves the interest of the people. As we adorn our rights by maintaining our duties like a bezel. As the President of India unfurls the tricolor, symbolizing India's commitment to the democratic and sovereign principles. The flag is a reminder to mark the end of the colonial rule. A rise of a new nation from which patriotism blooms. Values that reveal health, peace, sacrifice, morality, service, forgiveness, love, friendship, and fraternity. The Ashok Chakra is a glimmer of hope comprising 24 spokes embossed eternally. Each spoke represents a principle to live with honor, upholding the values that bind our diverse nation together. Saffron, white, and green, embellished with purity, embossed with Ashok Chakra in blue to redeem, the highest award for gallantry in peacetime, signifying an unparalleled devotion through wheel of dharma. Indians are proud to celebrate their Republic Day each year, rejoicing the beauty in an union enthralling over their dignity. I pass on to the next poem I have written on this subject. I've given the title Celebrations for a Republican Nation. With cultural, historical, and military displays, parades excited our capital city, New Delhi, on this auspicious day. The President of India unfurling the tricolor at Kartavya Path symbolizes the country's transition from a British colony to a sovereign democratic republic, representing the commitment to the principles of the Constitution. Multi-hued image of the country's rich cultural heritage and military prowess are exhibited to the President of India and the chief guest, as the spectators remain speechless. Republic Day celebrations thus receives an enigma and dignity as the president's bodyguard arrives in a cavalry unit with an affinity. Receiving the national salute by the cavalry unit, the national anthem Jana Gana Mana rejuvenates the hearts in a standing ovation. Beating the retreat emerges as an event of national pride. Cultural tableaus showcase the vast cultural heritage. Exhibiting the culture of various states and union territories, India receives its due honor over the sacrifices of our freedom fighters. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
I mean, the only word I have is you're a great orator. The way you have, read your poetry, I think that was the entire soul of your poetry. And one more thing I want to add is like these could be lessons for our, it could be in a lesson format for our new generation. Everything was covered so well. Thank you so much, Somdata ji. Thank you. Really beautiful poetry. And would invite Rakesh ji to say a few words, what he thinks and how motivated we felt.
Ma'am, there are two parts of our thinking process. One, how we got the independence and we became a republic.
Yes.
The sacrifices of our freedom fighters, our, great men, great women who contributed their lot to this independence, India's independence. And the other part is that ceremonial part. That is also equally important, how we celebrate our independence, how we celebrate our republic every year, each and every year. That is more important because unless we know about the celebrations, we can't, automatically think of the sacrifices we made. And those sacrifices are, they get manifested in these ceremonies like Republic Day parade or Independence Day, celebration at Lal Killa. So Somdata ji has covered both the aspects of our independence and the republic both. So that is a very special thing. And she has, hearing her poetry, sometimes I felt that, eyewitness account of the ceremonies being held in Delhi. So each and every detail she put it in clear words and with emphatic words. So I congratulate her on her beautiful display of both the sentiments of our India's independence.
Thank you so much, Rakesh Chandra sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, because it was like visually so effective. We could read, we could see through the entire thing. Thank you so much, Somdata ji. Now we have completed all our poetry with all our prolific writers. And now I'll hand over the mic to Neeti to do the needful.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being such a gracious hostess. You've always been so charming, so beautiful. And you have such a large heart. It comes out, with your flashing smile and, sparkling eyes. क्या कहें आपके बारे में? खैर, एक formal introduction देते हैं. Nisha Tandon, the founder of BYT Inclusive Affairs, is a passionate advocate for inclusion. Recently, she has been appointed as the Joint Secretary for the Women's Council of India People's Forum in Dubai. This organization is dedicated to the empowerment of women and the inclusion of people of determination in society. Nisha is also the charter member and vice president of the Dubai Bodhi Lions Club, the first of its kind in the Middle East. Additionally, she serves as the chapter head of the Asian Literary Society based in Delhi and contributes monthly to the special needs section of the digital ALS Fair magazine. A bilingual author, Nisha has penned 3 books of poetry and contributed to over 30 anthologies. Her latest work, Wings of Hope, co-authored with others, tells the inspiring stories of people of determination. Hats off to you, Nisha. God bless you for being who you are and being such an inspiration to all of us. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Niti. We have exactly 6 minutes to go, and I think I will cover I had decided to read one, but if I get time, then I'll read the second one. So, and like I'm a bilingual poet, so I've written one in English and one in Hindi. The first one reads Motherland, and how proud we are to be Indians. India, our motherland, is not a mere country, but an emotion that ignites within us a fire of intense devotion, a sense of immense pride that completely conquers, and every Indian to its roots, it firmly anchors. Himalayas in the north bejewels our mother like a radiant crown, kindles in every spirited native feelings, aligned, alien yet profound. Ganga cascades like a goddess with a mystical divine surge, as a warrior from the battlefield does it unvanquished emerge. The armed forces have time and again preserved her sanctity and benevolently laid down their lives to safeguard her dignity. No class, creed, or religion they see in their supreme sacrifice. Under these brave hearts, our motherland is an eternal paradise. Each Indian is impassioned when the tricolor flutters high. Diverse religious beliefs at that moment does it glorify. Every soul is stirred as Vande Mataram echoes in the air, carried through generations, a legacy that's so rare. India, in every heartbeat, her name is deeply inscribed. The feeling that's nurtured can never be described. We celebrate its grandeur and hold it in great reverence. Of every Indian's life, it is spiritual and divine essence. Thank you. And my Hindi one, I have enough time to just read the Hindi one. And ये आजादी के ऊपर है. आजादी के बाद ही हमारा गणतंत्र दिवस मनाया जाता है. So आजादी का मतलब समझेंगे उस दिन जब मन में उलझे कोई सवाल ना हो, इंसान की पहचान हो इंसानियत से, जाति धर्म का मन में कोई ख्याल ना हो. तीज त्योहार सब एक रंग हो, मजहब की कोई कट्टर सी दीवार ना हो, कर्म के आगे सर झुक जाए, भले ही खुदा का फिर दीदार न हो. इंसान की आंखों में हो प्यार की भाषा, इश्क मोहब्बत की और कोई जुबान न हो, खुदा को फिर यूं याद करें कि भजनों की बोली में कुछ मीठी आजान भी हो. रीति रिवाज की बेजान बेड़ियां तोड़ दें, परंपराओं में कैद मजबूर इंसान न हो, जश्न मनाए खुली सोच का, जंजीरों में जकड़ा किसी का ईमान न हो. हक हो हर इंसान का समान, धर्म के नाम पर कोई भेदभाव न हो, सत्कार करे उसका जो आए दर पर, किसी के साथ कोई दुर्व्यवहार न हो. दिल में बसा हुआ है रब सबके, ये सीख देने वाला चाहे कोई मुर्शिद न हो. इबादत करने का जग में कोई उसूल नहीं, सामने मंदिर या फिर कोई मस्जिद न हो. सिर झुक जाए शहादत बर किसी वीर की, कुर्बानी की कोई ऐसी रस्म न हो. इज्जत दे इस मिट्टी को इंसान, बहते हुए लहू के में आजादी का जश्न न हो. आखिरी कुछ पंक्तियां. खुशियों की सरहद न हो फिर कोई भी, देश प्रेम से जब भी को मन आबाद कहीं, न खिंची हो लकीरें दरमिया दिलों के, खुद को समझेंगे आजाद तभी, खुद को समझेंगे आजाद तभी.
वाह निशा, क्या बात है.
थैंक
रात
यू.
अंधेरी बीत चुकी, वो सुबह अब तो आएगी, जरूर आएगी. आपने बहुत खूबसूरत शब्द से कितना अच्छा हर इमोशन कितनी अच्छी तरह दर्शाया. पर मैं अभी दिव्यानी जी से कहूंगी कुछ कहिए निशा जी की बेहतरीन कविता पर.
Nisha ji, as usual, you are a great poet. And of course, these two poems got really goosebumps. And absolutely, all the poems were like so impressive. And your first poem was like, I could geographically visualize India because the Ganga and it was amazing. It was so good. And when you said the tricolor fluttering, it really brings in so much of pride and dignity. And India is always being on the map, but after getting freedom. I mean, it is just I can't explain that feeling. You know, it is so, and you expressed it so well. You have great oratory skills as well. You recite the poem also always with full enthusiasm, and really, I'm glad to be your friend as well.
Thank you. Thank you. The very kind words. And really, today has been a very inspirational day. I think thank you to, Sapna ji for getting us all together. And there are some unknown faces, there are some known faces, but I think that all gets, diluted. When you are talking about patriotism, when you're talking about India, I don't think anything matters, north, south, east, west, nothing matters.
Absolutely.
It's just being an Indian, that Indianness in us, I think that gets us all together. So, we are just winding up the session now, and just a quick one-liner for today's session, and thanking our lovely Sapna ji and Shyam ji and the entire team behind this entire program. So seamlessly we saw through the entire program. Technical glitches nahi the. There was nothing to to obstruct the beautiful poetry narration. So Rakesh ji, we'll start with you. A quick word thanking our organizers and what you feel about it.
मैम आज रियली धन्यवाद देने का मन हो रहा है जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स को, क्योंकि रिपब्लिक डे जो है वो आज किसी रिचुअल की तरह नहीं जा रहा है, बल्कि हमने अपनी फीलिंग्स को, जो हार्टफेल्ट फीलिंग्स है, उनको एक्सप्रेस किया है ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म. सो ये मौका देने के लिए सबको और सबको जोड़ने के लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ सपना जी को, उनकी पूरी टीम को. और मुझे लगता है कि ऐसा मौका हर ऐसे पर्व पर, ऐसे त्योहार पर, ऐसे उस पर आना चाहिए जहां हम अपनी बात को किसी मतलब लाग लपेट के बिना जो हम फील कर रहे हैं वैसे कह सकें. और पोएट्री से अच्छा कोई ऐसा मीडियम नहीं है. सो थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much, Rakesh ji. You put it all very beautifully together. Divya, last few words from you.
Yes, it's always been a pleasure to be here at UBI. Like I'm associated with them for a very, very long time. Sapna ji knows it. We conducted the offline event as well together. So it's always been a pleasure, and it will always be. And I'm always ready to help in any way possible. Sapna ji knows that. And Open Mic is truly a great platform for even upcoming poets and writers who can, join in, voice their, through poetry or storytelling. We have singing open mics as well. So we have a plethora of, what do you say, a plethora of talent coming in. So it's and only UBI family gives us that. So it's been a pleasure, and it will always be a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Amazing words, Divya. Somdata ji, any last few words?
Yeah, I have a strong feeling that poetry cannot connect to hearts only through book publishing or only through, reading through magazines or newspapers, but we need certain platforms whereby we interact with other, talents, and then we get to know each other, and then we derive a sort of motivation out of those interactions. And these are very, very important in recognizing our weaknesses, if there is any, by the kind of interactions we have. And without the organizers of these platforms, we do not get ourselves featured here. And I want to wholeheartedly thank the organizers of UBI, Sapna ma'am, Sapna Kekre ma'am, and the other eminent and esteemed admin team, Shyam Sundar sir, and the other members, for inviting me always over this through their encouragement, consistent encouragement. These encouragements means a lot to us because we identify and mirror ourselves, because unless we get these opportunities, there is no way that we can reach out to the world. To reach out to the world, these platforms are very, very important in our lives. And I'm very, very privileged to be here and deeply honored over this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Somdata ji. Thank you very much. Niti, last few words before we leave.
UBI lives true to its name. It unites by ink. not just us, but all kinds of people. It's got a variety of platforms. And I've seen how true it is to itself. And that is because of Sapna ji, her vision. She's a visionary, as is Shamsa and Dr. Ekta and the rest of the admin team. We are eternally grateful to be a part of them and to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful, inspiring journey. I wish UBI all the best from the depth of my heart, and I mean it.
Thank you so much, Neeti. Very kind words. And last but not the least, Devyani, any last few words before we leave?
Firstly, thanks to you, Nishaji, for introducing me to this munch. And what a start on the occasion of Ganatantra Divas. I am introduced to this platform. So, and I love the name also, United by Ink, which is just beyond words, actually. And so happy कि मुझे ये इतना सुंदर गुलदस्ता आज मुझे मिला गणतंत्र दिवस पे. So, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. And last one liner is, I'm lucky and proud to be a part of this much. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you so
thank you,
much. And with
Nisha,
that,
once
we come to-
again. आप हैं तो ये बाहर आई और बहुत बहुत
You're always
मुबारक
very, very kind with your words, Neeti. Always you've been very kind with your words. Thank you so much. And it's my absolute pleasure to be in the company of, this August company and listening to such lovely poetry today. I want to thank, Sapna and Shamji for giving us this opportunity to be here and kickstarting the celebration of Republic Day, and wishing everybody a great Republic Day, and, salute to everybody who celebrates it, maybe not verbally, but within their hearts. So we are, so far away from our country, but still being an Indian is such a pride. So with that, we come to an end, and we would like to end this session. And happy Republic Day once again to everybody here and all